Hello, and welcome back to Summer of Chess. It's been a while. I have been recovering from a surgery on the eyes, so as a result I haven't been able to upload. I did upload a small, uncommentated video yesterday without music. Today I decided to do something special and play against a computer. This computer was rated at about 1300, so it's about 200 elo above me. But after a few tries, I was able to beat it. This was in a 1-minute bullet match with me on black and the computer on white. Begins with queen's pawn, and I open with my f6, and he moves f4 bishop. And so I move my queen's pawn, my typical opening. He opens with a pawn on c3. I move my white square bishop to c7, and he moves his queen to d3. I move my pawn to e6, and he threatens with his black square bishop. I offer a trade, of which he does not accept. He actually moves over, so I take, he takes, and I move my knight, which is now to throw from the pawn on e5 over to e4. He moves his pawn, and I castle kingside. He moves his pawn to b4. I move mine, c6, and he moves his knight to f3. From there, I move g6, and he moves his white square bishop to d3. From there, I simply move my queen to d7 to give me a little bit of sight on all these squares, and he pulls back his white square bishop. I move my pawn to b6. He, interestingly enough, moves his king over 1 to f1. Which is interesting because now he has forfeited his ability to castle. I move c5, and he moves down 1. I move, offering a trade of these pawns. He does not accept, so I simply take with my bishop, offering a trade. He does not take, so I take instead. He takes with his king, and so I move my knight to b6. I cannot take here because his knight will take back. He moves his pawn to g4. I move to e5. Now the computer obviously has no trouble with time at the moment. I believe my game is about half over at this point. So I pull back my knight to d7. He moves his queen to threaten this rook, I suppose. I move my rook to c8, and he moves his king to f3. I move another pawn, and I just keep pushing these pawns out. I take, and he prepares to threaten it here. I move my knight here, offering to take. He obviously takes it, and so now I have voluntarily tripled my pawns on the c file, and so I sort of take advantage of this by trying to push this pawn out. I cannot simply go here because both this rook and this knight are here. I kind of have to think quickly. I move my rook to b8. This is more of a panic move because I'm running out of time. He moves g3. I move knight to b2. He blocks with his rook. I move my knight to b6. He moves his pawn e4. I move my queen to d7, and he moves his king up. I move one of my pawns up. No real reason. Once again, I'm running very low on time at this point, so he can take it. He does not, however. He moves his queen to h4. I'm not even paying attention to what's going on here. I'm just trying to make my moves. I move to c4. He moves e5, and I move to d2. With an attempt to threaten his rook. He moves his knight, so I double up on the file with my queen and my rook. He moves his queen to f6 for no apparent reason. I move my rook here, hoping that he'll take, and I will take here. He moves his rook back, and so I simply take. He takes, and then I take with my knight. If he takes here, I simply promote, and he has to take, and that puts me up. He simply moves over there. I move to d3. Very low on time. I was probably on like 15-20 seconds, I think. And so he moves his rook. I threaten his knight, and he pulls it back. I take, put him in check, and he has to move his king to threaten my rook. I pull back, check, protects with his knight, and I move and promote. He puts me in check with his queen. I take back, and he takes the queen. From there, I move back up and put him back in check so that he has to protect his king again, and I begin moving up again. This time he takes, I take, put him in check. From here, it's simply boom, checkmate with queen and rook. Did not have a lot of time left, so I was very excited. I think I only had about 7 seconds left in the game. This was a 50 move game, and that's all there is to it.